I will swallow your soul.
Holy shit, that was awful.
All right. Let's get started with another edition of the Webcomic Beacon Presents First Issue.
I'm Mark.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Fess. And this is The Last Starfighter by Marvel Comics.
There's so much nostalgia here. I used to love The Last Starfighter. I love the movie. I should point out.
This is an official comics adaptation of the spectacular new film.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was new at the time this was made, so that is accurate.
Right. Yes. So, number one in a 3-issue limited series.
The most awesome thing about this cover is the, symbiote Spider-Man face in the lower left-hand corner.
Just kind of looking on.
And here's the thing.
I know, that's what I thought, too. I was like, oh, wait, this is not Marvel. Really?
Oh.
Well, it is Marvel.
And we got birds of prey flying in the background.
Yeah,
here?
I mean, it's not a Marvel property, this particular book.
Right.
It's done by Marvel.
It is Marvel.
Well, anyway, so we got The Last Starfighter. What do we think about this cover? Just to move things along.
It's okay. I mean, the characters pop and you can see, hey, it's space and there are people, like normal people, and Robert Preston's back there, and that's a really bad likeness of the lead actor whose name I can't remember, but...
When I saw this, I was like, Amuro? Oh, no. I was hoping it was like Mobile Suit Gundam and I picked up the wrong comic.
It kind of feels like there's a little too much kind of being crammed in here, taking over the main image, because you got this yellowed out box that just takes up a lot of space, but otherwise, it's a fair cover.
It's okay.
I mean,
it shows you what you're getting. I mean, damn.
Inside, there is space. Well,
it shows you what you hope you're getting. We'll find out if that's actually true. It's not.
And it's not.
Spoilers.
But we first get
Buckaroo Banzai.
We get an ad for Buckaroo Banzai.
That would be 100 times more interesting than this entire goddamn comic. And I'm not talking about the movie or a comic based on the movie. I'm talking about this fucking ad. This ad is more interesting than the entire rest of this movie.
To be honest, it almost looks like a restaurant.
It does. It does.
I want a Buckaroo Banzai restaurant.
Holy God. That's an even better idea than this book. That's a
better idea than anything.
With lounge players dressed up as the actors.
Let's stop
the Hong Kong Cavaliers playing in the restaurant. Yes!
Dude, let's stop this review and go out and start a business. I think we can totally buy the rights to this damn thing.
Yes!
$20, come on.
Actually, they did, last year, they did start up a Buckaroo Banzai comic once again, so I didn't pick it up. I should have picked it up, but...
That's okay.
So, get The Last Starfighter.
So the first panel is space! Yes! Space! And then we have a trailer park.
Starlight, star bright, come in and lose your dreams.
Yeah.
So we get a trailer home. And we get just to speed this along, we get typical banter of this sort of nothing such as just every day is normal.
Everyday shit.
I would like to note that pretty much all the dialogue in this comic at this point is pretty much verbatim from the film.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's, part by part, bit by bit, this is the entire start of the movie. It is a very faithful adaptation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, since this is a 3-part series, this first third is pretty much just all the trailer park stuff.
Yeah.
From the movie.
Yeah, we got him playing, we got Alex here playing the Last Starfighter arcade machine. Yep. And he's super awesome at it, and everybody because nobody else has anything better to do.
Hell no.
He's like, man, you're so awesome at this. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, he's
about to beat the high score. Everything in that trailer park except for this video game is hideously boring. Yeah. And it's like this in the movie, but unfortunately with this comic, somehow it makes it even more boring.
Mostly because it's not moving.
Because it's drawn out.
It's drawn out, and it is the most boring art.
Oh, you know what it reminds me of?
The art. I went through the entire comic.
Mm-hmm.
Entire comic. Whole thing. There are a total of 7 panels that are not just side view, eye-level shots.
Yeah.
7 panels out of the entire comic. And this includes some of the stuff later. when they actually do get out of the trailer park.
Yeah.
But no, this is the world's most boring.
Is it shot for shot?
It's just about.
Yeah. So, but you can't do that when you're working with something in a different medium.
Precisely.
Well, the thing is, even if it is shot for shot, you can even jazz it up with interesting camera angles. Like, if you have this shot of the truck, it doesn't
actually have to be shot for shot, exact shot from the movie.
Right. And you can go, like, low shot, looking up at the truck, or down shot, looking down at the truck, or not... truck square in frame sideways.
Yeah. I think this might have been done quickly.
There are a couple of different angles, but it doesn't really do much. So basically, his girlfriend is wanting to go to the lake, and he's got work to do. He ends up not being able to go because he's...
Essentially what this is the stereotype of what people who've never read Archie comics think Archie comics are like.
Yeah. And, so now he's playing the game late at night, and oh my god, down shot!
Oh my god! And some old pedophile comes in and is like, how you doing?
Yeah.
You want some french fries? And he's like...
This is where the young kids are.
He's already at 900,000 and he's gonna go for the record! So what better thing to do than to wake up everybody in the trailer park and let people know...
What else they doing? Sleeping?
To be fair, that's exactly what happened in the movie.
Right.
And because it is the most exciting thing in the trailer park. But I'd also like to point out this panel right here. I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul!
That is a horrifying face. Like
For whatever reason, whether it's the penciler or the inker or whatever, the likeness of the main actor, whose name I can never remember,
who cares?
Drifts all over the place.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Like that doesn't look like him at all.
And he's
the likenesses are really unfortunate.
But when this particular shot, all I could think of was Jackie Earle Haley in Little Children.
Oh.
All right.
Frightening.
So
we're back in the trailer park boringness, and then Centauri shows up.
Yeah,
the Music Man shows up.
Yep, with
his car.
This actually pretty kind of sweet looking car.
It's pretty cool.
And
it's clearly a rocket ship, but still.
He pulls up, flips up the car doors, like, "Do you want some candy?"
Seriously, it's like, what is wrong with these people? Oh wait, it was the '80s and Jeffrey Dahmer hadn't been caught yet. Let's continue.
I invented Starfighters, which is the reason why I'm here. It is. We must talk on a matter of the utmost importance. Step into my office.
Which
Take
again
off your pants.
Is pretty much word for word from the movie.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it is kind of creepy.
So then we get a little bit more action as kind of...
Yeah, which means we have speed lines seen at eye level from the side.
Yeah.
And so he's driving away, getting into this car with the stranger, and he's driving this car over 300 miles per hour because apparently those readers would go up to that high.
Yeah. Why not?
So police fail an attempt to chase after them as they go through a tunnel, and...
If I remember right, it wasn't actually 300 miles an hour in the movie. It was like 298.
Oh, it should have been 88. And then they go Back to the Future.
Anyway, so they are in a DeLorean.
So we get the Men in Black thing probably borrowed from the Last Starfighter.
This particular scene, yeah,
where then the car sort of just kind of flies up and out
of the
tunnel, sort of thing, and into space. We get a lot of basically shot.
All on the side.
Hey, we're in space, and now I can remove my face.
And he looks like what the Cat in the Hat would look like in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
I'm sorry, Dr. Seuss made some horrifying.
Yeah, so you just flew out into space. What better way to earn the trust of this person than just to blah? I'm Satan.
Like,
To be fair, To be fair, in the movie, I think that was an unintentional glance that, the actor wasn't, or the main character wasn't supposed to see him removing or adjusting his face. But.
Okay. Either way, here we go!
Yeah, to space. We're in space, and for several pages, we're in space.
And we're going to this planet. Side shot. Top-down shot.
Yeah, I know. Yep. That's one of the ones that I counted in that 7. That one, too.
Yep. And then it's just, hey, bald chick, how you doing?
Yep.
And she's speaking some crazy language.
Because we're in space, bald chicks are all over the place.
Yep. Hey,
especially when they look like old men.
Yeah, because they have the sideburns.
Yeah. The side puffy sort of hair.
Hey, just ask the first Star Trek movie.
Mm-hmm. Persis Kambata.
Well, she was completely bald, and that was kind of sexy. But,
Persis Kambata was hot. And she was in Megaforce. Anyway.
Oh, dear.
Was that her?
That was her.
With hair. With hair.
Yeah.
I wonder why I like her.
All those were mechanical things on the side of her head. She does have male pattern baldness.
But anyway, so we're in the space station, and
the rebels are trying to mount a defense against the Empire, and he is the last one. He is their Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he has great potential because he won this video game.
Right down to the orange jumpsuits.
Yep, yes. The orange jumpsuits and friggin' Admiral Akbar over here.
Yep. Actually, isn't that the character from Futurama?
Oh, Zoidberg?
Oh.
He does it. Oh,
it's Zoidberg.
You want to save the world? Why not Zoidberg?
I want a remake of Last Starfighter with Zoidberg.
Oh, they could totally do that because he'd be Fry.
Yes.
And they'd have the professor would be Centauri.
Yes.
And the
good news, Starfighters.
Yeah, good news, everyone. This kid won a video game, and now that qualifies him to fly our greatest ship in the war.
Yes.
It's like, what?
The
bald chick would be Amy, and she'd be really pissed about that. Anyways, continuing with this thing
again with the dark crystal. There's some parts where it's just so look how much text is on this page and of nothing happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
nothing happens.
There's a mix between
exposition.
We got our little break when he's flying into space, and there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, they're like, old.
And then bad guy shows up, and then continued next month.
Yep. So we got exactly 7 pages of not trailer park.
There's an ad here for Star Wars.
Starriers. What a weird...
Somewhere a man sleeps, and it's up to the Starriers to awake him. Is this for alarm clocks?
What? What is... What the hell?
I think we got distracted.
They're looking for the sleeper, maybe.
But it's not somewhere a man sleeps. It means, all of humanity?
Somewhere man sleeps, and it's up... No, because it says to awaken him.
So it's just one dude, so why...
So there's these mecha that are out to... He's gonna be late for school!
Apparently? What the hell? Okay.
So...
And then Alpha Flight tries to get us to buy something that we're not going to buy because it's fucking Alpha Flight.
Hey, don't slam Alpha Flight.
So... The
John Byrne Alpha Flight was fucking brilliant.
The thing is, the comics are actually good, but the team is 80th tier. It's just down at the bottom.
The Last Starfighter succeeds, fail, or meh?
Fail. Sorry, baby.
Yeah, I give it a fail just because... The first issue is so goddamn
I would go to hell to
boring.
sleep. And I actually did while I was reading this. I mean, I was tired anyway, but it should not be falling asleep reading a comic book.
See, if the art was more dynamic, it'd probably be a little bit better. If they did 2 issues instead of 3 issues. I mean, usually my complaint...
2 issues.
Yeah.
See, my usual complaint with... Well, it is kind of a 3-act story, so I can kind of see it. But my usual complaint about the movie adaptation comics is they cram too much into too short of a time.
Right.
Whereas this, I think it was just a bit too drawn out. So I think they either needed to reallocate the time between the 3 issues, or put it in 2, or just have one big frickin' book.
That could help.
I don't know. But I did not...
if I were to rewrite this for the comic book audience, I'd probably do what the Talk Shit Avenger did. I would start him in space, trying to figure out, you kind of rewrite it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just how did I, how did I end up in this mess? And then you have a little bit there, and then you go back, and then you tell an abridged version of things that happened. You could cut a lot out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something said about being faithful to the source material. Then there's also something said to basically just redoing the source material, and that was evident in Psycho, the remake, which added 1 scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masturbating.
It was literally shot for shot remake.
And it was a good experiment to show that doesn't
work. Yeah, because everyone wanted that. They were proclaimed to want that for years until that came out. And then they were like, ooh, never mind, we'll never make that.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was why was this made?
Exactly. And that's was the great thing about doing it.
For something like this could be because you don't have VHS, you can't see the movie again. So it's hey, the closest. I remember liking that movie. So then, it might have worked.
Well, I think what Marvel was probably trying to do with doing all these movie adaptations is, first of all, they're kind of guaranteed cash in the bank, because if the movie's a hit, people are going to buy this, like I did. And
did you actually buy that from in the day?
Okay. No, I got this in a
because I accidentally actually pulled away one of the staples.
Yeah, it'd be like 75 cents. My ass.
but the thing is, if they really
collector's
took off,
value.
You'd have the continuing adventures of the Last Starfighter.
Like what happened with Star Wars.
Yeah, they had the bunny dude and shit.
Which, how many was that original Star Wars? And then it was like, this is great. And just...
Yeah, the Star Wars comic was great. Or they did with Indiana Jones. They had ongoing series with Indiana Jones.
There's something to do if you don't. I mean...
Yeah, if it works out, man, you can turn it into...
So, really... If back in the day, you might like this... Because it's like, I haven't seen that movie. You can't see it. This is exactly how you remember it. It might be able to, but it's
as a comic on its own.
It's just, especially if there's three issues to this, is like, well, then they're just going to cram all like the good parts into a single issue. There's not going to be. Where's all the good stuff going to be? This is really, really boring. So I also say that this fails.
Yeah.
So that is The Last Starfighter, #1 in a 3-issue limited series by Marvel Comics.